First Advent Sunday. The readings, the first in the Gospel, are a bit in contrast. The first one and the psalm response is, we will rejoice and we will go up. We'll go up, let us go up the highest mountain, Jerusalem, Zion. Let us go up there, and up there, God will teach us. We will get instructions, and He will teach us how to not be warlike anymore. We will be peaceful, but we have to go up there. And we rejoice that we're going to the house of the Lord. The gospel and the good news is that this house, each of our lives, is the house that God goes into. And Jesus is within us. That's our belief. And the whole thing is about being watchful for all the ways He is coming to us, helping us. Not like the people who were inattentive in Noah's time, frolicking and carrying on, and they didn't get to go into the ark. They were left. And then Jesus says, be attentive, be awake for how this God is coming to you. And that's what Advent is about, waking up, being attentive to the God who is always coming. That's our theology. That's our belief, that this God does not wait for us to go up. God waits for us to receive all the ways that He is coming. And some of the ways He comes we don't like. But He says, be attentive, be awake. What would that mean, to be awake? I am doing physical therapy exercises for my lower back. And so every morning I fall out of bed almost onto the floor, and I do these exercises. There's one, maybe some of you know, the calf and cat, where you bend your back and you get into contortions. And the whole thing is contortions. Stretching your legs, lower back, all kinds of things. You know what? It does wake me up. When I'm done with them, it takes about 15 minutes. I'm really alert. Maybe more alert than in any other time of the day. I'm alert and awake. I'd like to try to stay that way every moment of every day. This God who is within me is coming to help me see the goodness of my life, the goodness of others, to be attentive to the ways that God comes to affirm that. Some things that come into our lives are painful, like lower back problems. But to be attentive to what is given after the pain. To be attentive to that. No, we just want the good things to come. No. What we are waiting for in Advent is an awakening in us about all the ways we are receptive to God's coming, and those, how to pray with what is our resistance to His coming. I have a phone in my room that when I Zoom, I turn the bell down, and I forget to turn it up, and I miss calls that way. So this morning I got a call, and it just happened that I had raised the bell. The bell sounded, and I got the call. Maybe Advent is a time to see if our attentiveness to the calls, to the invitations, to the ways he comes, and the ways that he comes to others through us, even when they are not attentive and open and receptive. I remember when I was a young lad in my hometown of Milwaukee, there were streetcar tracks, and every Saturday after Thanksgiving, there was a Santa Claus parade. They'd hook two streetcars together, and on top of it, in all decorations, was Santa Claus and Metek, his helper, and Billy the Brownie, and there was music and presents, and it was really big. And we had to wait for it, which was the beginning of Advent for us in our little ways. And when I was very young, I was convinced that we waited and Santa Claus was going to come on the other tracks that intersected the north-south tracks. We were in the wrong street. We're going to miss Santa Claus, and all those other kids are going to see Santa Claus. We're going to miss him. And that will mean that he won't bring us presents when it's Christmas time. And I got into quite a panic until I heard the music coming. Way far away. And little by little I said, oh, because I wanted to go and sit at the other tracks. I wasn't in the right place, perhaps. Wake up. Be attentive. Be listening. Jesus has come. Jesus has taken his dwelling place within us. I have to wake up to all the ways that he comes down the right tracks, if I am awake, if I am attentive. And maybe that's what our prayer is, to not be selective. I'll let him come this way, but not that way. God comes to us in a way that's good for us. Imagine that. Love wants to be attentive to where the beloved is. God is attentive to us and comes to us where we are, if we can be awake and attentive to where we are. We listen. We watch. We try to see, it is God giving me again so that he can give me again to his brothers and sisters. It's the beginning of Advent. It's the beginning, the morning of waking up to whatever exercise makes us attentive.